Hello and welcome to devlog number 6 for My Game Sim Solver. My name is Jonathan Haile. I'm a game design student, and today's video I want to go over three things. So there's the new map, updated movement in both the control and feel, and then a weapon system. So let's get into that. Actually, I lied. Before we jump into the video, I just want to acknowledge that the past few devlogs haven't really been devlogs. So moving forward, I'm going to try to be a little more detailed in what I'm talking about instead of just jumping from point to point to point to point to point with real no explanation. I'm just kind of saying what I'm doing, moving on, which that's not the point. That's not what I want to do. I want to be a little more detailed and talking about my process. So from now on, I'm going to try to go a little more in depth. And that's all. Okay, so the new map, which is what I've mainly been working on, I'm actually not going to spend that much time talking about it because I don't really want to show off everything, and I just got a notification. Oops. Anyways, this map is a lot more linear. The first level, so there's the tutorial level, and then like my first level, and then this is the second level. So the first level is a little more open, more based around puzzles and solving that. This I want to make a lot more linear and kind of take the player through a set path. So it starts off in the science facility. I'll do a kind of a broad overview of it. You go through these facilities, and then eventually leads into like this kind of platforming section. I don't really want to show off much of it, but you go through platforming, all through these mountains, and then it kind of ends with this little puzzle area, your jumping puzzle type of thing. Same thing as always though. You can go through, pick up anything you want, shoot. You are looking for viruses. So you can still grab stuff. All these environments are interactable still. And there's destructible environments, so I'll just show you. So right in the opening area, it's the virus. So just a little sneak peek of the level. Again, I don't want to show you too much, but this is a much more focused level. It's like I said, more linear, and that's really all I want to say about it for right now. When people actually play it. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Alrighty, so now into something I can talk a little bit more about. That's the new movement. I kind of hated how the game felt before this. It was very generic feeling, so I really want to figure out how to make it not feel so generic. So the first thing I did was just add in some camera lag to the character. So actually, me trying to show you guys more stuff. Should have probably brought this up beforehand, but we're going to do it now. So it was just kind of you add, where is it? Oh, it's because I have the wrong character open. Again, not going to edit this, but get to see everything. Okay, yeah, so one thing I did, I just added in a spring arm, and that allowed me to add the camera lag, which I did not realize how much that would make it feel better. You can't really tell while watching it, but there's just a little bit more resistance to movement. It's not as like loose. It feels just a little tighter, and it just overall makes the shooting and just looking around feel a lot better. And then another thing I did was just kind of tweak the values for jumping. I wanted the player to have a lot more control over the movement, so you can kind of jump forward and then move backwards a little bit. It's not realistic, but again, this is like supposed to be set in a simulation, so I kind of figured that having more control over jumping would be better. So, again, this doesn't show off well because you're not actually playing it, but it does feel a little bit better. And again, you can kind of, if you overdid it, you can back up a little bit in air. Kind of sees you can jump, move backwards, or move to the right while in air. Just you have more overall movement while in air. And then the next thing I did was add in a little bit of a camera shake. So you can see if I very slowly kind of move back and forth, there's a little bit of a wobble. and I wanted to make it very subtle. I didn't want to be overwhelming, but it makes it feel a little better to play. Again, just making small little tweaks to make it not feel so generic and just like a default third-person shooter template from Unreal. Just I'm gonna continue to make these small changes. Again, see, you can just, when you move, there's just a little baby camera shake. I might even tweak it a little bit to be less, but overall, I'm liking how it looks. And I will show you how I did the camera shake. So it's not that hard. You just go in, you create a shake, and you go in and adjust these values right here. So the blend time, how much you want it to roll, and then the amplitude is kind of like how much is doing it. So if let's just say, I'm not going to save this, but if I bump it up to 6 and compile that, it's a little crazy. So again, it's just that kind of just controls how much it's happening. And I walked into kill volume. That's my bad. Yeah, so anyways, you're gonna put that back to where it was at, but let's see. Yeah, and that's really all it is. And then you go into, again, right here, and like you say, you just hook it up to the movement inputs, and there's all this. And I had to follow some guides on how to do this because I'm not good at coding. And that's just kind of something I'm working on right now is footsteps. Haven't added that in fully yet, but yeah. That's as much detail as I'm going to go and do in that. Let's see, what else for movements? I'm trying to think here. There was more I did, I just can't remember it. I mean, again, like I said, there was just a lot of tweaking in like the settings of like the masses of things and just the control. So yeah. I'm going to keep on rambling if I talk about movement more, but just overall, it's been working on making the movement feel a little bit better because I'm going to be basing a lot of the game around jumping. And let's move on to the weapons. Alright, so for weapons, this is what I'm going to be talking about the most probably, is I want to have a different weapon for each level, but I don't want it to be like, I want it to always be the same rifle. I think it'd be kind of fun if I just kind of decorate the rifle in different ways. It's also a lot easier for me because I don't do different animations or find new rifle models, which would be a hassle. So I'll show you guys here. Give me 1 second. So like this is one rifle, and this is kind of just like the blank kind of default simulation rifle. When there's not much to it. Has like the lines, has these numbers around it. Go into this one. This one I kind of decorated to be like a medieval weapon almost, which I thought was kind of fun. And that's just basically just adding different meshes onto the weapon and just making sure there's no collision on it. And then I've also, on each weapon, I have like a different color, like the little glowy bits. Like this one's purple, this one's green. One moment. As I go through all this. This one's kind of like the snowy ice one. Kind of put some decals on it. Oops. Put some decals. This one's blue. And then I've also created new bullets for each rifle. So like this rifle will have blue bullets come out of it. And then have like a blue smoke emitter cloud thing. Or what am I trying to say here? Like sparks. Like blue sparks instead of like the generic green or whatever. Red. And like the kind of like gradients. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Like a gradients and sparks. So like doing a terrible job trying to talk this through here. You go where I'm just so lost right now. Hold on, give me a moment. This is what you get unedited, just me talking. One second. Okay. So, let's load. Give me just a moment here, everyone. All right, so as you can see, like this one's purple, and it kind of leaves like a. It's very hard to tell, but it leaves like a purple indent in the ground. It's very subtle. And so that's the case with all rifles. Um, the one thing that really took me a while was trying to figure out how to, because it just is my bad programming. Is I have a lot of things linked to like the bullets and how they interact with objects. So, like initially when I was shooting, like if because I created a separate like purple bullet, and when I would fire it, it would do nothing to that. So what I had to do, so I'll just open this up. So I basically had to make sure that it was casting to all these bullets at once. So it checks to see if like, oh, is that the green bullet? No? Okay, then it will go in and check to see if it's the blue bullet, and then if it is, it'll destroy it. Oh, no, it's not the blue bullet. Okay, it's the purple bullet, and then yeah, it casts, and then it destroys. So I'll just have to do that for every single bullet. So, I mean, I don't know how many levels I'm going to have or how many different guns, but that might get a little complicated here. Just kind of going in and everything destructible, everything that interacts with the weapons, I'll have to create separate code programming for that. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, that's how I did that. And then show you one last thing. So yeah, each weapon will have a different bullet, as you can see down here. Different gradients, which is making it the first time was a little bit of a process, but after I did that, I basically just duplicated and changed the colors, like this one, blue, purple, so on. Kind of same thing with the. Cancel that. Sorry for all the pop-ups. Same thing like the sparks, just kind of. I just really go in and change the colors, copy and paste, duplicate stuff. So this is green sparks, green project hole, all that. I'm just going to keep on doing that for each and every single weapon I make. Sure. And yeah, so that's kind of the general process. Let me see. I'm just going to be awkwardly quiet for a second. Why? Oh, I'm shooting too. I don't know if I added that in, but when you shoot now, there's a subtle camera shake. Again, it's so minor, you're not even going to notice it. The shooting camera shake's the same as the movement, or not. It's not the same, but it's the same process. So there's that. So that's just another little subtle thing. I feel like I wanted to show you guys one more thing, but I don't remember what it was. Just give me a moment. Oh yeah, so how I got it to read each level. So because I wanted it to instantly, like, it knows what weapon to spawn in on based on what level you're on. So I have that. This is probably not the good way to do it, but I have it all hooked up to my player character. So, and this gets kind of cumbersome, is, where's that? Where am I looking at? Why am I lost in my own blueprints? That's not good. Where did I? I'm sorry. See, this is. I can't remember my own blueprints half the time. No, it's not there. Just you give me a second. I think it's that. Somewhere over here, right? Oh, right. I have it all up here because I had to. Was taking a bunch of space. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm sorry. So now it's just I did a string, so it just kind of reads like if it's level 1, it's gonna spawn on this rifle, and then set it to do all the rifle stuff. I'm not gonna get into the minutia things. It's basically that. So yeah, I just kind of reads levels, and I just create some extra ones going forward. I'm gonna have more than 7 levels, I think, but just gonna have to keep on. Every single time there's a new level, make a new rifle, and just this area is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it's kind of the exact same thing for the damage or the fire function. Again, probably a better way to do this, but I just kind of had to have the string read what level it is, and then create a separate fire function for each rifle. There's that. So anyways, I've been rambling for a really long time. I'm going to wrap this video up. Okay, so to kind of end things out here, I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing in the future. Probably the next devlog won't be for maybe like a month, I don't think. Getting a little busy with actual life stuff, just don't have much time to work on my game. But the plan is I'm going to go back and I'm going to rework this level a little bit that you see right now, this kind of open level. And I want to redesign the tutorial level again, because I kind of have an idea of how I want that to present better. And then after that, I'm going to create another tutorial-ish level. It's going to kind of look the same as the tutorial level, and it's just going to be introducing a new mechanic, which is the turrets that I showed off a while ago. And then after that, got a few other mechanics I want to work on. I'm not going to really talk about them because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them to work. And then I have an idea for an actual big level. But that's all way in the future. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Everyone's watching. Hello. I'll see you guys in devlog number 7, whenever that might be.